What the Empire City Garrison is all about and what we do with our costumes. So let me just get started by saying the 501st Legion is an international group of Star Wars costumers who do bad guy costumes and use them for good in the community. It's existed for about 25 years. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary. The Empire, thank you very much. The Empire City Garrison in New York has been around for 23 years, and I've been a member personally for 14 years. It was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life joining this group for a variety of reasons, some of which I'll go over as I talk a little bit about the group. Basically, the main questions we get asked is, what are you doing with this? Why are you doing this? We are people who are very interested in trying to make movie-accurate, very accurate bad guy costumes from Star Wars. What the 501st Legion does is it has specifications, guides, references, all kinds of help out there that can help you get to that level. And once you get to that level and you meet all the requirements from our costume reference library, which you can find on 501st.com, you can then submit photos of your costume, and if it's movie accurate and meets all the specifications, you can join the 501st and start participating in some of the events that we do. Now in New York, we have about 70 members. We do about 100 events a year. And it's an incredible experience. Now you might ask, what type of events do we do? There's not conventions every weekend. What we've done in the 501st is, our mission statement is to use them for good within the community. So not only do we build movie accurate costumes ourselves and put them together and assemble them, but we use them for something good in the community. In our case, we do children's hospital visits, we do walks, we do library visits, we do school visits. We do whatever is happening in the community for a non-profit or community organization that could use some stormtroopers or Darth Vader or another Star Wars character to help bring more attention to that organization, help bring people in, help add excitement to that event. And we do that free of charge. We're all volunteer, and we love doing it. We absolutely love going out. We also partner a lot with another group called the Rebel Legion. So if you're wondering why you're only talking about the bad guy costumes, well, there is another group called the Rebel Legion that does the good guy costumes. Very similar structure. They have costume resources available, and they help people do good guy costumes. So we partner with them a lot at these different events, conventions, and other walks, and we get along very well. A lot of our members are dual members who have a costume in the 501st and also have a costume in the Rebel Legion. So it's a very incredible community that comes together to just help out wherever we can in the community. Now, besides doing the good work that we do in the community, we also consider ourselves as troopers helping troopers. Not only do we help in the community, we help each other with our costumes. We really try to help if you're having trouble with your costume, if you're having trouble sourcing a particular part, if you don't have the skills to put it together properly. There are people within the group that will offer to help and give guides and give guidance and sometimes actually hands-on assistance getting your costume to a level that you can get it approved within the 501st. So it is an incredible organization, and I can tell you from personal experience, doing it for 14 years, the stuff we've got to do over the years is just incredible. From the hospital visits to the big walks, and occasionally we get asked to do stuff for Lucasfilm. We get asked to do promotional events or a television appearance or something of that nature because Lucasfilm has a very good relationship with us and knows that we're not doing this for profit, we're not doing this to get paid, we're doing it out of the goodness of our hearts. So they give us those opportunities from time to time because they know that if they ask for some stormtroopers in Times Square for some promotional event, that they're going to be movie accurate characters and they can depend on us to provide those. We normally do those for a donation to charity, and in some cases it's just for fun. They'll say, it's not for anything, just come down and be on Good Morning America this morning. And we'll be like, fine, we'd love to be on Good Morning America this morning. Now those are few and far between, not a reason to join, but it's a nice perk that we do get from having these costumes is that we're that respected within the Lucasfilm that we get asked to do those kind of events. So it's really flattering that we get asked to do that. Up on stage here today, we have a good representation of some of the different costumes that we have in the 501st. On the end there is Justin, who's in a standard New Hope Stormtrooper. You'd be very surprised, but the Stormtrooper, most people look at Stormtroopers and go, okay, that's a Stormtrooper. There's actually about 5 or 6 different versions of regular Stormtroopers. They did vary slightly between the movies, and those details are available on our costume reference library of which exact Stormtrooper you're trying to go for. There's some little differences with the hand plates, there's some differences with how the armor is put together. Just for instance, on the helmet itself that Matt could show us right here, something as simple as these little tube stripes. On the original movies, they were just stickers. In Rogue One and in some of the newer materials from Star Wars, like Solo, they were actually indented. So you might see the new Stormtrooper helmet toys actually have these little slots indented, and that does make a difference. So if you had those slots in your helmet or those indentations, it would have to be a helmet for a Rogue One or Han Solo movie Stormtrooper. Right over here we have Joe, who's wearing a Mandalorian from Season 1. Correct, Joe? There are a couple of variations as well on the Mandalorian. This is a Season 1 Mandalorian. Very specific paint job that Joe painstakingly researched to get done by another member within the 501st who does a bunch of the costumes. And it's an incredibly accurate Mandalorian. And over here we have Ron, who's our Darth Vader today. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, this is a Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. There's also differences between the Darth Vaders between the movies. So they vary greatly between the movies, sometimes more than others. The Return of the Jedi is very shiny, the A New Hope one is more dull. And there's variations with the chest box. So you really have to do your research and figure out exactly which Darth Vader you're trying to go for, and try to achieve that goal of joining the 501st with whatever costume that you're trying to go for. Now, the other thing we get asked a lot about is cost, and the cost can actually run the gamut. To do something simple like a officer or something that's just a soft costume can be pretty inexpensive, probably $300 to $500 depending on who you go to. To do something like a Stormtrooper, easily about $1,000. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but if you can put a lot of it together yourself, source a lot of the parts within people that we recommend within the 501st, you can do it for under $1,000. Something like the Mando, Joe, what is your estimate on the Mando after all the paint jobs and everything? $2,500. So that can really hit the pocketbook, but you look absolutely insanely amazing, and thank you, Joe, for coming. And for something like a Darth Vader, it runs the gamut, but what would you say, Ron? $3.5 to $5,000. So it really does run the gamut. So if you're thinking about going for one of these costumes, do your research, find out what costume might be in your price range. If you have to take out a mortgage on the house, work that out with your accountant and see, how you're going to swing that to afford your Vader or your Mandalorian. Whatever it takes, because I'm telling you, it is an incredible experience. I've been touched so many times by some of the experiences we've had. The thing I always talk about the most is I'm a father of two. I have two 21-year-old twin girls. And when I go to the children's hospitals and I see the kids in the hospital having such a rough time, and we come in, wave at them, and it puts a smile on their face, I can't even describe to you the feeling that you get from doing that, from being able to just donate a little of your time and effort to visit a kid in the hospital. Their face says it all, and it touches your heart in ways that I can't even describe to you. So, for things like that, there's nothing that compares to what this organization does, and that's really what's at the heart of what we do. I'd like to introduce our PR officer here, Matt. Matt DeLesso is our PR officer. He does a lot of our Facebook posts. He's just getting his feet wet with starting to do some of the promotions for this year. You can check out our website at 501ecg.com. It's also on our trading cards you can get at our table. And you can find out our calendar if you'd like to check us out at another event and see what different charity events and community events we're supporting over the next couple of months, everything we're doing is on that calendar. And Matt, I don't know if there's anything else you want to say. I think we have some special features coming up with, we're planning to do a journal about starting with the 501st.
Thank you, Chris. So, like Chris said, my name is Matt Galiso. I am the Garrison Public Relations Officer. There's really not a whole lot to add. Chris just kind of ran the gambit of everything we can talk about here today. But I do just want to emphasize one thing, Chris, if that's okay. This truly is the most worthwhile thing I've ever done. I've been a member for about 3 years. I love it. There's not a better group of guys. I mean, Chris has been telling you the merits of just donating so much of your free time on the weekends to help out kids, or to raise money for charitable causes like cerebral palsy, Make-A-Wish, whatever it is. It's just been so awesome. So to Chris's point, definitely look for us. We're on all the major social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do have our website, ECG.com. If you message us on any of the social media platforms, I might be the one who answers. I'll try to be friendly and helpful the best I can. But we do have something coming up we're really excited to share. On our main website, I believe we're looking to do sort of a blog, and actually I'm going to single him out here. This is, I don't want to say our newest, but one of our newest members, Justin, over here in the Stormtrooper costume, and probably like a lot of us here, this was something of a lifelong ambition for him. And he also likes to be creative in other ways, and one of those ways he expresses his creativity is to write. So he sort of has his 501st trip in something of a, it's really a Word doc now, but we're looking to convert it to a blog with regular updates, and he's still adding to it every weekend. This guy troops more than probably almost anybody else. He's just, if you see a Stormtrooper at an event, it's probably this guy, to be honest. So definitely check us out. Welcome you to come visit us at any of our events. Glad to have anybody join, sign up, ask questions. But again, just can't stress enough just how great it's been. Only been a little less than 3 years, how great it is to be a part of this organization. These guys are awesome. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Matt. The other thing about this organization as well is that you build friendships that will last a lifetime. I mean, you already have folks that have similar interests in Star Wars, have similar interests in trying to give back to the community and do good within the community. So it's a bunch of really good-hearted people coming together and helping each other. I mean, that's really what it's all about. And one of the things that we did recently is we built a trash compactor set that's full size, and we already debuted it at a small con that we did back in July in Levittown called the Mini Con. We're hoping to do it this year at New York Comic Con. In the basement, we're going to be raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're going to be raffling off a giant Razor Crest that's a HasLabs Razor Crest, all to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Well, one of our newer members, Justin, is getting called out again, came up with this brainchild. I'm really good at building stuff. If you guys can come over on the weekends and help me out, and maybe we can raise some funds internally, we can build a trash compactor, like a full-size one. We thought he was out of his mind, but he showed me the plans. I took a chance on him. We raised over $500 internally, just among donations among the members, and said, Justin, knock yourself out. He had a couple of people over during the weekends, and they were helping him cut the wood and paint the wood and do everything. It came out like something out of the movie. It's absolutely amazing, and we're so happy that you helped us with that, and you helped make that a reality, and it's going to be a tool that we use at conventions and at different events to help raise awareness and raise money for different organizations. So, Justin, we can't thank you enough for that. Now, I have a little surprise for Justin today. All the folks that worked on the trash compactor, he donated so much of his time and so much of his energy. Wanted to give him a little thank you for all the time that he put in and for having the idea. And we all got him a Lego trash compactor replica, just to say thank you. And Justin, really, that's from the heart. That's from everybody who worked on it with you. Okay, yeah. This will give you something to do until you build the next giant set that you're planning on doing. But we thought that would be an appropriate gift, and Justin, thank you again. Now, hi, this is Chris Mann from the 501st Legion's Empire City Garrison. I want to thank everybody for coming to LA Tropic today and donating to the Stony Brook Children's Hospital for our raffle prize and our blaster trooper. Without further ado, I'd like to call the raffle number. We're going to post this on our Facebook right after, so if you're the winner and you're not here, hopefully we'll get it to you through the mail. Just message us on Facebook if you have the winning ticket. Mark, come over here and pull the ticket. Okay, now hopefully I can read it. 793 594. 793-594. That's a winning ticket. I'm going to post it on Facebook again. Thank you for supporting Stony Brook Children's Hospital at LI Tropic, and we'll see you next time.